right, well, it's been a minute, and boy, is it hot out. But yeah, it has been a minute since I've done one of these vlogs. I really shouldn't say that because this is my second attempt to do this vlog about these K&F filters. And I'll tell you what, I love the Black Mist filter, but man, the variable ND filter that I got, I'm not too positive about it. And I did this vlog yesterday, and when I got back, there were some really weird artifacts on it, and I'm not sure. I'm thinking that's because it was stacked with the Black Mist. So I'm gonna give that a test today just to see if that was the issue. It may be that the variable ND works by itself without the Black Mist, but you may not be able to stack them, which kind of makes sense at times. I don't know if they were made to be stackable, but we'll see. But hey, before we get to all that, remember to like and subscribe to this video. It's right down there below. And also, if you'd like to buy me or my wife a coffee, the link is in the description below. All right, so to start this off, you guys know I like the Black Mist filter on this camera. It's basically became a permanent fixture of this camera. Me, I did not want to go down that rabbit hole of buying a bunch of accessories that, from what I've had in the past, just kind of sat around and didn't use really. But I have been thinking about a variable ND filter for this camera. I went ahead and got one. I got the K&F variable ND. It was relatively cheap. And from what I've found so far, it does stack on top of the Black Mist filter. Yesterday when I was out and about, I did a whole vlog on exactly what I'm doing now. And what I found is when I got back, there was these really weird, like yellow, it was almost like you could see the reflection of the gold ring of the end of the variable ND filter. Like this filter has a gold ring on it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here. I got it right here. Maybe you can see that. It has that gold ring on it. It was almost like you could see that when I had the Black Mist filter on here and the variable ND filter on. So today what I want to go do is I want to test it with both. So we're going to go down here and I'm going to put the variable ND on without the Black Mist, then put the Black Mist on, and then put the variable ND on top of that, and we'll see what it all looks like. So we're going to go over here, sit on a table, and we'll put it on and see how it all works. All right, let's take a seat here, and then we'll give this thing once over and see how the ND filter works on this camera. All right, here we go. Here's the ND filter, and you can see how thin it is. So it does allow the camera to close up in the gimbal. But I don't know if you can even see that, but as you see, you can barely see the mark. I mean, it's tough to see that mark. I'm not even sure where the mark's at right at this moment. So let's do the first thing first. Let's take this and we'll take off my Black Mist filter and we will put this filter on. All right, well, let's pull out the old man glasses so I can see where I have this thing set at. All right, looks like right now I have it set on a 4. Yeah, it looks like it's a 4 stop. And how does that look? This is just ND filter by itself, nothing else. Can you see any kind of little, like, I don't know, it's almost like the orange ring was showing up on the top and the bottom of the screen when I went to go edit my last video. And I was kind of like, what is that all about? So I've decided that I would come back out here and I want to do some video of it just being the ND filter alone. And then we're going to switch the shutter speed to be double that of the 30 frames, or no, I think I'm 24 frames per second. So we're going to set the shutter speed at 1/50th of a second. Let's go do that right now. Is the cinema R's? I think it is, isn't it? Isn't it? You should be seeing some motion blur there. So now we're at 24 frames per second, 1/50th of a shutter speed. And how does that look? I think I'm on 4 stops. Yeah, it's so hard to see. I'm gonna adjust it here a little bit. So that might be too bright. Yeah, it's kind of blown out. So let's adjust that a little bit more. How's that look? I think that looks pretty good. I can see the clouds in the screen, but let's go around. Let's do a few things with that with just the ND filter on, and then we'll work from there. All right, so here we are, and just the ND filter, and we're looking, I mean, from what I can see on the screen, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it actually looks pretty good. I want an ND filter, at least a 2-stop to 5-stop, like I said, for this camera. I'm not gonna get crazy with ND filters. I'd rather have a variable ND because that way you don't have to sit there and pull them off, pull them on, pull them off, pull them on. I just don't have the time for that, nor I could say probably the patience for that either. I really don't like having to do that. I had that on my original Osmo Action and I ended up losing one of the lenses and all kinds of stuff. And I know the variable ND can be a little different and it can maybe distort the picture a little bit, but it is so much easier and much, much better, I think, as far as ease of use and also bringing it along with you because you don't have to bring a bunch of different filters with you. All right, let's go do a time lapse of the river, clouds. Let's see how that turns out. All right, so I'm sitting here looking at the screen and I can see that yellow. If I really look in there, I got my old man glasses on and I can see that. So I can say for a fact that these are not stackable. You cannot stack them because it will show up in the picture. I guess you could crop in a little bit and be okay. But as far as I'm seeing, the like orange, I think it's the reflection of the actual ring for the ND filter that is showing up in the picture. It looks like it's in the lower right-hand corner and the upper left-hand corner. Yeah, I don't like that at all. I'm gonna have to look at something different. But like I said, I probably only use the variable ND for certain things. I don't know. I think I'm going to return this variable ND because as I can see, there are those kind of orange imperfections, or I don't know what you call it, kind of, it looks weird. And I think it is just a reflection because I have the black mist on there and I have the variable ND. But the fact that you can barely see the mark to adjust these variable NDs, that part of it right there, I think I'm not gonna keep this. I'm gonna go ahead, send it back, and then maybe look at some other ones. I might look at the Freewells. I know on those you have to buy the 2 to 5 and the 6 to 9 together. I'll just see how that works out. Like I said, I don't want to go down the accessory rabbit hole on this camera. That's not something that I want to do. I've already done that too many times with too many other cameras, but I think on this one, I do want a variable ND for certain situations, and I just don't think this one's it. The Black Mist, perfect. Love the Black Mist, and I will keep the Black Mist on there, but this variable ND, right now, stackable, no. Let's take it off, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, and another thing you have to remember on these variable NDs is that kind of different color, really dark blue. You could call it vignetting, or I don't know. When you're looking at the blue sky and on some of the other ones, I'll show you as we're talking about this. That's pretty common with these variable NDs. So far, I haven't found one where somebody said they don't have that, but this one has it pretty obviously. All right, well, let's wrap this up. So the way I look at it is Black Mist by itself works great. I love it. I'm going to keep it. Well, I have to keep it now anyway. Return window's over. But that variable ND, I'm not too positive about that. That there, I think is going to, I don't know. I want to go ahead and return it, and I'm going to look at the Freewells or the Polar Pro. I'm going to look at something else. I don't know. I think PGY Tech also has them, but right now I see that the only thing available is the 6 to 9 stop. And I really just want the 2 to 5 stop. I think that's plenty. We're out of here. As always, be safe out there. Take care. We'll catch you next time.